Okay, so last Thursday was opening day for baseball. And yeah, that's a really weird way to start a basketball podcast, I know. But over the course of the next couple years, you can come to expect more of that because I think it'd be wise to pay attention to what Fanatics is doing in that space. I think it could give us some valuable insight into some of the things they're likely to try with basketball as well. One of which they implemented this past week when Topps and MLB announced their plans for what they're calling the Ultimate Rookie Card. And on their social media platforms, they wrote, starting today, every player making their MLB debut will wear an MLB debut patch on their uniform for the first time. That patch will then be used to create the Ultimate One-of-One Rookie Card. And a lot of you sent this story to me, and I talk about patches all the time. You knew I would appreciate something like that. So first off, thank you. Now, I don't think it's this, once in a generation thing that they've been pitching this as, but, overall, I think it's a good thing. And going into this, I assumed that this would be universally applauded in the hobby. And there were some detractors, though, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. The biggest complaint I saw was that people were worried that the players wouldn't be able to keep their debut uniform, but from the way the announcement read to me, they were, just taking the patch. Or even if they did take the whole jerseys, have the player change into another jersey after a couple innings. It's not that big of a deal. I know there are NBA players that like to wear a couple jerseys a game, and that's not even for cards. That's just their personal preference. So if these guys really want to keep their jersey, if that's a big deal, fine, they're going to have to wear two. Because the Players Association is supposedly very involved in this new agreement that looks to better connect the players to the fans. Now, my opinion is that something like this is a huge step in the right direction. And I know Topps has already done some cool stuff with the MLB certification sticker in baseball products before. I own some of those relics and they're great. But as you know, the situation with basketball is very different. I'm to the point where I'm looking at Benedict Mathurin relics on eBay and looking at the back of the card and really just hoping they're player worn, although I know they're not going to be. At this point, they're definitely still not. Probably won't be anything until Flawless. If I would have said that 5 to 6 years ago, you would have thought I was crazy. But the bar for relics right now, at least in basketball, is extremely low. So not only is Fanatics here and Topps here giving us a patch that's game worn, it's from a very specific, meaningful game for that player. And that is like the exact opposite of the non-associated stuff people have been complaining about for several years now. And yes, there's probably only one patch per player. And yes, they're probably going to be super expensive. But before you complain about that, I want you to think about the bigger picture here. This type of move to me is indicative of some of the other stuff they're looking to do moving forward. And if they can use baseball as the guinea pigs to iron out all the wrinkles, for me as a basketball collector, nothing against baseball, but as a basketball collector, that's even better. So to all the people that reached out to me via social media to ask what I thought about this, I think it's awesome, and I really think it's a great step moving forward.